Hana children do. This year, the Queen Quet head on the body of this year Gullah Geechee Nation. One more gift. So I'm so glad that Hana children joined me for this year Gullah Geechee TV. Now Hana know what Hana to deal with this year program. Hana going to know what's going on. Where they y'all, what they did around the world and things like that. For Hana know you see me plenty times by the river. When we got this young man will come way across the world and things like that. And he programmed the River Horse production and things like that. So I know y'all crack your teeth later with me, but that name just by itself. Well, look at this show, Mike Tall, and this evening we got the film of Smoking Joe. Yeah, Joe Frazier, When the Smoke Clears. So, Mike, how are you?
I'm good, thanks.
We're so glad that you have finally finished this film, the documentary, When the Smoke Clears. I love that title. You know, and of course we all here in Beaufort County love Smoking Joe Frazier. So now tell me, you're from England, right?
Yeah.
Well then, why would you decide out of all the subjects in the world to do a documentary about Joe Frazier?
Yeah, it started out kind of backwards. We were initially kind of researching a project on boxing. We wanted to show like a film about kind of transformative effect that a gym can have on the neighbourhood and how it acts as a sort of
a catalyst and a haven.
Yeah. And it was only in researching that when I knew years ago that Joe Frazier had this gym in Philadelphia.
Right.
But it just seemed when doing this research, if you're going to do a film about a boxing gym, then Joe Frazier's would be probably the most famous in the world. And then from that point of started out, it began to kind of transform actually into a story about Joe and his life as well, because it's obviously been such an iconic figure in the 20th century. And I've always been fascinated by the era in which Joe fought. It was kind of a time when boxing was a sport, like when all people say that there are only maybe a handful of athletes who have got that kind of fame, probably have the Joe, Pele,
right.
Just
Right. So now it's interesting, you start out looking at gyms really and what they do. But now this man's story becomes so captivating, you decide to take a new direction completely with your project, or did you do two separate projects?
No, it's kind of the two are intertwined, I think, when you see the final film, because it's sort of what we wanted to do when we started to research and meet with Joe and talk about Joe and understand more about his life, the context of his life, to kind of look at him as a human being and what he'd been through and what motivated his experiences in the gym really represents, I think so anyway, kind of something about who he is and what he was all about, and this kind of place that reached out to people that he did.
Right. Now it's interesting, how long did it take you to make the film ultimately?
We probably, from start to finish, if you count now as the finish, although it's not until the beginning of next year, it's been more or less 3 years from when we first were in contact with Joe and some initial filming. I mean, we filmed over about 18 months, and then the post-production process takes a long time anyway, but we needed to kind of, our challenge was ultimately raising the final amount of money to get an archive of Joe's fights. It's kind of, it's like the most expensive archive in the world.
Is it?
It's like JFK type footage,
That's really interesting. And is his archive really, is it simply one archive, or are there multiple places where his materials have been archived?
In fact, this is probably not the place for it, but there's issues around the archive, I think, accessing that to me, despite what I mean, for example, part of a collective cultural legacy and history, that actually the way archive is managed by the people who own it is
it's hard to get to it.
You can get to it, it's just, I think, prohibitively expensive sometimes, and it strangles creativity.
And for people to really want to be educated more about
because
that.
Those fights belong to a common memories.
Absolutely. And not only a common folk memory, but a global memory and a global history. So it's kind of interesting to find out it's somewhat prohibitive to get it. But we do have times where, you know, we see clips here and there and different things about them if they're winning awards, or then you get to see a clip on ESPN or something else.
Yeah, well, ESPN on a lot, yeah.
Yeah, so it's interesting that you would have to, so now were you accessing these things from England, or you had to keep flying to the US?
No, you can
actually access
negotiate from England. I mean, ESPN, for example, there's a lot of jobs in fight
materials.
Yeah, it's the first fight with Annie, which is obviously still owned by Jerry
Okay, so you had to still make contact with so
yeah, we got, in fact, actually,
yeah.
we only have it, we don't actually have archive of the first fight, we've got images because that first fight.
Really inaccessible.
Yeah.
I got you. So you see, it's kind of interesting because even during the era, as you mentioned, in that whole era of time, when he became a champion, a lot of things were inaccessible to our people. And so it's kind of interesting, and some might say ironic, that now here you are a couple generations later saying, well, I want to at least tell the story of this life and during that time, and now we got this inaccessible issue.
I thought that's very true. I raised that with the, you know, I said Joe is cooperating with us, working on it.
Right, absolutely.
This is an attempt to tell his story, you know, he's closely involved. Yeah, he can't get on. It's his life.
It's his life, right.
The moment in his life that all the world knows.
Absolutely.
He can't have his story told in a way that, you know, so it's something.
That's really interesting. And so it's kind of interesting again because most people, I think now, know Joe Frazier is from Beaufort County, South Carolina, which is here in the Gullah Geechee Nation. And that's been an issue we've had and still have for Gullah Geechees, where we say the same thing, not just about footage, but images of people. And these are their family members, and they'll want to use their family member's image in a book the family members want to put together. And then someone says, well, you'll have to pay us for the picture. Well, why do I have to pay you for the picture? It's my family member. Or even that person as an individual can't just get access, like you were saying. But yet everyone knows that's who that person is. And this story, this is part of their life. You really you take a piece away, now it's not the same person. So it's so wonderful that you would decide that you do a film that talks about the motivations behind things. And I think even the inaccessibility of things was a motivator at times that Joe could use in the ring to make him keep going on, you know, and sort of break a lot of barriers. And I know you talked to him a lot over the time frame of making the film. Is there anything in particular that he said to you that stuck with you that might have motivated you to keep going? Because a lot of documentary filmmakers, like you said, when it comes to the raising the money, they get to the point where they're like, I don't know what else to do, and they get frustrated, and the project might not even come out for 10 or 15 years. You're talking about 3 years. So what might have motivated you to keep going? That might have been something he said.
Yeah, I think it's to some extent, Joe, as you probably know, is a very kind of has a lot of humility. He doesn't really, you know, he's not boastful at all, but yet he has a kind of understated presence, and people respect and admire, and it's almost, he is someone who, through his kind of almost inhuman effort that he put into his life, you know, to achieve it against so many odds, just from his beginning as well. So even in the small, most going on, I think it was just to be, I don't know, I can't pick a line, but it's just who he was.
It's who he was.
I have talked to people, I didn't kind of like that Joe Frazier constant effort, pushing forward and on. Because somebody will be he's an inspiration.
Yes. Well, I pray that everybody that gets to see this film, not only here in the Gullah Geechee Nation, but in England and all over the U.S., feel the same motivation that you and I both know, since we both know Joe, that he gives to people. And that maybe some other people will be inspired not only to create other gems, but to create films, to go ahead and express themselves in ways that even if obstacles come and barriers are there, they see why it's important for them to keep fighting their way through it until they break it down. and so that we all can have access to more knowledge about one another. I think that's going to be key to really changing the world for the better. Yeah. So we thank you for coming back over, y'all, and things like that. We're so glad that this year the world premiere of When the Smoke Clears. This is all about Joe Frazier, Smoking Joe. So Hunter Chiller is so glad I had a chance to crack the teeth with the man behind the camera. All right, like Todd River Horse. Now I know y'all can't forget that. And Hunter Chiller, you know, ain't going to forget me. This year the Queen Quet, one more again for this year Gullah Geechee TV. And Hunter Chiller, next year, you know what going on.